Oh shit! I thought I pushed it. Oh shit!
Mm.
Hey, what's going on, America? Computer system acting a little weird. Sorry that it's acting slow. Sorry for that. But welcome back to the Savage Patriots. As you can see, it's only two of us. We're having just a two-way today. It's not going to
Black
be
and
a
yellow,
four.
black and yellow, black and
Black and
yellow.
yellow, black and yellow, black. It's not going to be a four-way. Marlon's out at a family event, and Coy has some
Other
family stuff other family stuff going on. But today, the white adjacent guy and myself, or yeah,
That's right.
yeah. So yeah, the white adjacent. I was going to say something else, but I was like that. But we're going to discuss Kamala Harris today, and we're going to discuss how the Democrats preach democracy, but they never really practice democracy.
Uh-oh.
You know what I mean? They're quick to throw it out there, democracy, 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 but they never really practice it. So, Jay and I are going to discuss that today, but what we're going to start off with, and we're going to, like I said, we're going to talk about Kamala. We're going to show some old videos of her and her voting record, and we're going to ask questions on why.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Absolutely.
And Jay and I were talking backstage, if Trump is always held accountable for everything that he said or did in the past, i.e. the Central Park Five, that false thing about him not renting to black people, how come these leftists aren't held accountable for the things they do? So here's one we are about to show you. It is old. Kamala herself from 2010, when she was in California, the prosecutor in California, locking parents up for truancy. So let's hear her say what she's got to say. You know what I mean? Listen to this.
From the mouth of the hyena herself.
The laughing, cackling hyena.
So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy. Well, this was a little controversial in San Francisco. And frankly, my staff went bananas. They were very concerned because we didn't know at the time whether I was going to have an opponent in my re-election race. But I said, look, I'm done. This is a serious issue, and I've got a little political capital, and I'm going to spend some of it. And this is what we did. We recognized that in that initiative, as a prosecutor and law enforcement, I have a huge stick. The school district has got a carrot. Let's work in tandem around our collective objective and goal, which is to get those kids in school. So to that end, on my letterhead, now let me tell you something about my letterhead. When you're the DA of a major city in this country, usually the job comes with a badge. And there is often an artistic rendering of said badge on your stationery. So I sent a letter out on my letterhead to every parent in the school district, outlining the connection that was statistically proven between elementary school truancy, high school dropouts, who will become a victim of crime, and who will become a perpetrator of crime. We sent it out to everyone. A friend of mine actually called me and he said, Kamala, my wife got the letter. She freaked out. She brought all the kids into the living room, held up.
All right. What do you think, Jay? What do you think about that nonsense right there?
Oh, gosh. What do you say? Okay, well, first and foremost, it seems as though Kamala was basically saying, I'm in charge. I'm in power. You will do what I say. I'm going to be the one to parent your kids, because if you're not going to be the parent, Mama Kamala is going to be the parent. That's point number one that I heard, which I thought the government was supposed to stay out of our business, and they were just
they are not when you're a Democrat.
Caveat.
Yeah, not when you. And another problem I had with that was, what if you have like parents that are working? Both parents are working. They don't have time to sit up there. They get up early. They count on their children to go to school. Right. They don't have time to sit up there and worry about some high school kid whether or not it's going to get up. They say, hey, get up, go to school today. I'm on my way to work. Parents are at work. So now what she's pretty much saying, she can hold the parents accountable when they're not even there. They're at work for a kid who decides not to do the right thing. I kind of have a problem with that because it kind of happened to my mom. because my brother was living with my mom, and my brother was a problem child.
Right.
So my mom worked for the Fed, so she would go to work every early morning, catch a train downtown LA. My brother was known. My mom would be like, "Hey, get up, go to school." My brother would be like, "Okay." Didn't go to school. Would always be out of school. Got in a lot of trouble. So, and the court asked her, and she said, "Hey, I work. I can't sit at home and babysit and watch him. He is 16 years old. What do you want me to do?" So the court ended up putting him in juvie. So it's hard for parents, or for her to try to hold parents accountable for something like that. It's a slap in the face to working families.
Yeah.
But that's just one of her many things. What else?
What's interesting though is that I was just looking online. According to the Federal Reserve Bank, the single parent household with children as a percentage of households with children within San Francisco County when this clip was taken was in 2010. And if I look back to 2010, 26.26% of San Francisco was single parent households. So a quarter of the population of San Francisco County that fell under Kamala's district was under the thumb of that truancy law.
And how many parents were locked away for that type of stuff?
Oh gosh.
You know what I mean? And that's the question. How many working parents who are doing the right thing, going to work every day, paying their taxes, couldn't be home to make sure their troubled kids or their bad kids went to school, and they were made criminals for something they really had no control over?
Hang on a second. Let me see. So the thing passed in 2011.
Huh.
10%.
Wow.
Of that.
So 10%
of the 26%. So 10% of 10% of the quarter of the population of single parent households in San Francisco County at the time of the truancy law was introduced and then passed. 10% of that were charged and convicted.
And those are probably lower to middle class.
Yep.
Working families, single mothers, single parents who are just trying to go to work every day to survive, to pay the bill, to take care of their family because they're doing it on their own. And because their kid who made a conscious decision not to go to school that day, they get thrown in a slammer for it or pay some type of fine.
But it's also interesting too, because these are single parent households.
Yes.
Statistically speaking, she's right when it comes to the what is it? The
crime rate.
The crime rate, the truancy rate, because of the fact that it is a single parent household.
Yes.
So like, where are the dads?
Good question. So is it just the mother, that should be held accountable, or the father, or vice versa, whatever one has the child, or should both parents?
Well,
or is it? That's the question. But who does it affect? Usually, it usually affects people of color households. So what I'm saying, when all these black people out here screaming Kamala, 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 black, 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 you vote for her because she's black, vote for her because she's a woman. She doesn't care about you, whether you're black or a woman, because when she was in California, she would have locked you up for your kid not going to school. Just saying. That's a
plethora of other crimes that she was willing to put you down for.
Oh yeah, here's another one. You know what I mean? Here's a good one. All these black people are running up there to support her, but they forget about this little nugget.
Over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations, and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. That would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way. Line is, Senator Harris, when you are in a position to make a difference and an impact in these people's lives, you did not. And worse yet, in the case of those who are on death row, innocent people. You actually blocked evidence from being revealed that would have freed them until you were forced to do so. There is no excuse for that. And the people who suffered under your reign as prosecutor, you owe them an apology. She put over 1,500 people.
Oh.
So let me get this straight. Because we love, I'm just going to say we as a society in 2024, because we love, to make sure that criminals are recognized and they're, quote, cared for. And because, we love felons, but we don't love felons. Hint, hint, wink, wink, 34 charges. We're going to elect the prosecutor of prosecutors as president, when she really didn't care about who she locked up, and the majority of people that she did lock up reflected her skin tone.
Yep.
Make it make sense.
It doesn't make sense, and this is why the left only votes. They're not policy voters. They're social construct, group voters. Oh, she's a woman, I'm voting for her. Oh, she's black, I'm voting for her. Oh,
but she's not black.
And she's not black. I would say she is a person of color.
True.
But she is not what we like to call melanated American, African American.
Nope,
she is not.
all.
Never been, never has been, can't even relate. Has nothing in common with you. But yet people you see it all over X. Oh my God, X, I got a headache today looking at X. Because nobody talks about her past. And then when you bring up their past, they'll say something like, why is everybody worried about her sex life? That has nothing to do with her policy.
Wait, what policy?
Exactly. And then I said, and this was on Cardi B's post, I said, you're the same people that sit up here and attack Trump for cheating on his wife, so they say. You attacked him for 8 years and continue to attack him for his sexual relations, whether it's proven or not proven.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want us to go after Kamala for almost doing the same thing by sleeping around to work her way up. We can't talk about that though, because she's a woman. We can't bring up a woman's past. We can't. Right. We only can talk about the men, the white man at that.
Mm-hmm.
But a strong black woman, as they're portraying her to be, you can't say nothing about it. You got to let that pass. You can't talk about her past. You got to let that go. And if you talk about it, guess what you are, Jay?
Either a racist or a misogynist.
Yes. You are a racist or a misogynist. All these, they're on Twitter or X. They're on X saying all these conservatives calling her a DEI hire. That sounds very racist to me.
What else could she be?
Exactly. We didn't call her a DEI hire. I think Biden said it himself.
I think I remember that.
He had to check the block.
Yeah.
Check it. And you notice whenever these left want to put a so-called, what they call a black person or African-American person of color in the limelight in the front, they're not Nook and little Ray from the block that's blacker than me. They always got to get somebody. Think about this. They are either got to be mixed race, or they got to be light skin, or they got to be something like this. They don't want the dark black dudes.
Right.
They would never let a Tim Scott in there if Tim Scott was a Democrat. Notice that it's always these light skinned half breed black people.
Yeah.
That get put in front.
Mm-hmm.
Pay attention to these fools. Here's another one of her. Now, I want everybody to, after you listen to this video, go ahead and get your dictionary out and read it from front to back, your geography books, because obviously we're all too stupid to understand what countries are in Europe. Okay? I'm sorry in advance.
Ukraine is a country in Europe. It exists next to another country called Russia. Russia is a bigger country. Russia is a powerful country. Russia decided to invade a smaller country called Ukraine. So basically, that's wrong. Ukraine is a country in Europe.
All right. So what did you get out of that? I got Ukraine. It's a smaller country.
Russia's a bigger country.
And then Russia is this big, ginormous country. And the big, ginormous country decided to attack this witty country called Ukraine. Can the class say Ukraine? I mean, somebody help me out here. I got to get my mind right. You know, my biggest problem with just people in general, right? People in general is people that insult my intelligence. I cannot stand that.
Do you think she's doing that though, or was that just her being her? Because you remember, she's also the type of person that would go off and say, you know, you haven't fallen off of a coconut tree because you're living in the context in which you're living in.
But the context is from yesterday,
which is today. But you're also unburdened by what
yeah, that unburdened from the future too. That has been that can be in the present. And she always does this. Like everybody's supposed to agree with her. Like, oh my God, it's just people like her, think they swear up and down they're so damn intelligent, man. And what I say by insulting in the American people's intelligence, she sat up there literally in her head and her aides' heads thought she had to explain to people the size of two countries that we know the size of.
And one of them is more powerful than the other.
Yes,
apparently.
we've known that for years. And this is how stupid the left think. Well, they're right. This is how stupid the left knows their base is.
Yeah.
They know they're smooth brains. They know they're chimps. They know they have low IQs, remedial, brain function.
Absolutely.
They know this. So them knowing this is how they interact with them. You notice how the right doesn't really do that? Listen to the right, how they talk to their base. They talk to us almost as equals, intelligent. The left has to break everything down Barney style. Like, okay, let's think of two countries. I'm going to use this red crown and this blue crown. The
blue stands for power.
This is like
blue stands for weakness. Russia,
people.
Ukraine, yay.
And, for her to get up there and even and do this, you know what I mean? Just,
oh, gosh.
Just stuff like this. She gets on shows like The Breakfast Club with Charlemagne, the not so god, and gets up there and just the arrogance of her to get on this show and talk about how she smokes weed and listens to Tupac and Biggie, who probably weren't even around when she was in school. So she lied. And she had the arrogance to even say that. So she locked people up for the same thing she boasted about doing.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine like all the people that she probably locked up sitting here watching that?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? This is why I don't think she's going to win. This is why I think a lot of people are going to look at her like, oh, hell no.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't talk about her record because now we're misogynist, We can't do it.
Yeah. But here on the Savage Patriots, we do.
Oh, here on the Savage Patriots, we are going to roast her. Hey, I'm looking for the video with Slick Willie because I know I sent it.
Mm-hmm.
And her and Slick Willie having relations is just a whole nother story. Montel Williams, he's another one. It's just like all these people that she had relations with, and nobody even cares because she's a woman, and we're not allowed to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's embarrassing, man.
I mean, that's how she got her position as district attorney, was because Willie Brown was mayor of San Francisco at the time. They were buddy, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
doing the horizontal mumbo.
Yep.
And he was like, yeah, I'll I'll give you that position. I mean, think of it this way. Like you said, bro, everybody is mad that Trump slept with his side chicks.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to stick it to the orange man, because orange man bad,
Yes.
they're gonna vote for the side chick.
Yes. No. Now you got to think about the movement. You know the old slut walks and all this.
Oh
other
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
The empowerment of women. Don't ask the woman's body count because you shouldn't ask a woman's body count. You shouldn't shame them.
Right.
Women are empowered. Women are powerful.
Strong
You
and
can't
independent.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
she's allowed to do what she wants because she's a woman and a woman of color
Oh, I can't forget
and a
that.
Southeast Asian woman or whatever
Yeah.
Asian, whatever she wants to call her, red dot Indian. You can't talk to her because she checks all the blocks.
Mm-hmm.
This is why whenever they go after her and you'll see it, they'll say that. Oh, you're a racist. You're this. You're that.
Mhm.
But they, look, here's what the left has to understand. All the leftists out there listening. All these isms and obias and phobias and all the misogynies and all this other crap that you guys like to throw at us,
Right.
Nazism and all the all the buzzwords they like to use,
Yeah.
don't work no more. Has no power, man. That's what you guys got to understand.
Mhm.
You can call us whatever you want. You can coon us, you can Uncle Thomas, you can call us racist, you can call us Nazis, you can call us whatever the hell you want. It doesn't work because what we're doing on the right, we're calling you with truth. We're calling you out with truth and facts, and you guys don't like facts.
I mean, we go so far as to even call you out with your own words too.
Yes.
Which is hilarious because then that's where the meltdown happens, because then that's when they pivot and deflect and tap dance around their whole talking point.
But the funny thing is how the left did it. It's almost like they knew it was coming, and all of us knew it was coming. And I think the left knew a long time ago that this was going to happen.
Uh-huh.
But why did they wait till now? One reason is because after Trump's failed assassination attempt, they were like, dang,
we missed.
All right. Bring in phase 2, Biden, you're dropping out,
Mhm.
and then he drops out, which we already knew he was. We called it on the Savage Patriots. How long ago? I know we said this. We said it months ago. We said Biden's going to drop out.
No, I think we predicted about a year ago or so.
Yeah,
it had to have been.
We said he's going to drop out, and we said around summertime. We said, watch, you're going to see around summertime. It's going to be a big shift in politics. And I forget how many episodes, if you guys remember, if you guys watch the show, you guys probably remember saying it's going to be a big shift and something's going to happen around the summertime. And Biden's going to be either sick or he's going to pass away. Something's going to happen to where he's not going to be the candidate anymore.
Right.
But
right.
The way they did it, and based off the title of the show, is Biden was voted in during the primaries by 40-something million voters,
something like that.
I mean, that was their only choice, pretty much.
Yeah.
They had no choice. So they're pretty much saying, screw your vote. We're inserting who we want. That's a slap in the face to all the Democrats. And instead of them questioning it, they're bowing down and clapping like good little peasants. Good little peasants.
Dare we say they're saying yes, massa?
Yeah, they're saying yes, massa. But yet us people of color, black folk, Asians, anybody who's not white,
mm-hmm.
are the problem, because we're still going towards the guy that we support.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're not shifting and going towards the person of color. Now we're the lowest of the low. I can't believe you guys aren't voting for Kamala Harris.
You're voting against your own interests.
Yeah. But they didn't even give you guys a choice.
That's what floors me. That's what floors me. I thought we were a democracy, right? Like, we're like, the whole thing with Trump is that he wants to. He's a what is it? What's the buzzword? He's a threat to our democracy, is what they say, right? And yet, at the same time, while they're chanting he's a threat to our democracy, their entire democratic process has been stolen from them by the installation of the endorsement of Kamala Harris.
Yep.
How is that possible?
And they don't care, because the reason they don't
crazy.
care, and I think Marlon said this. He said the Democrats are really good at what they do, man. They don't care because they have branded Trump, as you said, as this evil Nazi, Hitler, threat to democracy, this, that, rapist, felon, and they just branded him as this just like evil man.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter who they put in there. They could have rolled Jimmy Carter out in a wheelchair. I said, we know he ran already, but he was only a one-time president, so he can do it again.
Another shot.
Yeah, he gets another shot. And that's how they would have been. Oh, yeah. Jimmy still got it. This is how dumb they are because they ride with party. Mm-hmm. They kept saying riding with Biden. And then when they started to see like the signs that maybe Biden ain't good enough, they're like, vote blue no matter who. Mm-hmm. And then all those lemmings that were on X and other social media platforms are like Biden this, Biden that. I ride with Biden. I'm down with Biden until the end. You see how quick they switched?
Oh, so fast.
It was like overnight. They were just like, click. That just goes to show you that they get paid to do exactly what they're told to do. Nothing. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, you know, our boy Harry, right?
Oh,
Harry,
yeah.
Harry. Yeah, headline Harry. He flipped the script real fast too. Within 24 hours of Biden's, announcement that he's gonna drop, Harry J. Sesson, he decided to say, no, I'm hanging with him. I'm hanging with him until like 24 hours later. He's like, oh, Biden has been such an amazing president, but we're gonna support Kamala Harris.
Yeah, and just like that. And the biggest argument right now is, for one, I think the House. Or Johnson spoke about impeachment for her with the border crisis.
Oh, yeah.
So that's going to be a hiccup she runs into. But you know me, I think it's all just political theater. Mm-hmm. And the funds.
Yeah.
There is a clause that you can't I think the FEC's suing the Biden administration or something, trying to transfer funds, trying to move funds around.
Right.
So I don't know. And I just read something about, they had $91 million within their campaign funds. And then they said Kamala Harris came up with 81 million all of a sudden. She just came up with $81 million out the blue. So, and then remember, the big guy always gets 10% of any cut. So I'm thinking like that 91 million, they gave Joe Biden his 10%, his 9 million, and then the rest of it went to Kamala and her campaign. I don't know. That's just me. Hello, everyone. I don't know where Jay stepped out, but you guys understand what we're saying. I don't see Kamala Harris as a viable, as a person who can even, let alone run her own household. I mean, this woman, she gets up there and you just listen to her. She cackles, she laughs, she talks like she's rhyming, like she's saying a nursery rhyme and everything, and she just makes up things in her head, and she's drunk sometimes, and I don't know what the heck's wrong with her. But this is going to be the person that runs the country, and I honestly don't think she's going to go through with it. Honestly, I honestly think she'll find a way to kind of like, I can't do it. Now here's the deal. If she does say I can't do it, Biden still hasn't dropped out of, resigned from being president, so he's still president. But I don't think Kamala is going to make it, man. I don't mean something bad happening to her. I don't want people to think, because we're not leftists, we don't do that. I'm just saying I don't think mentally she's going to be able to handle it, because when them heat rounds start coming, in the fall, when they start really hitting her hard, she ain't going to be able to hide. I hope they do use black people as the face of the Republican Party, the black people that were affected by Kamala Harris, the families that were affected by her policies, and put them on camera and let them tell their story, because sometimes you got to use what you got. And I'm not a big fan of it, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Black people are very emotional people. So if you show some type of ad, some type of town hall with the black people that Kamala Harris affected their family with these crazy policies that she had in California, using people of color, poor people for free labor, having dudes on death row almost about to get taken out until it took a court to tell her, to look at the evidence. Bring those people in and let them tell the story.
Yeah.
So you can get a face with just what you read. That way people will wake up to this witch that they're trying to put in office. I don't know, Jay. What do you think?
I mean, you're absolutely right. It's one of those things where if if we could get the stories and we could have the people who were victimized by this DEI hire, by every metric, that's what she is. If we could get them to say what they need to say regarding her, I mean, career over. It's not. I mean, you're right. It's. I don't think she has mental fortitude. She's not going to be able to command the respect that a man will, because I mean, I've heard it said that the reason why a woman wouldn't be able to take on the role of an actual president is, one, it's not constitutionally sound. If you read the articles, but two, do we really think that the sheik of Saudi Arabia is going to look at her straight in the eye and give her the same kind of respect that he should to a dignitary?
No, they won't. I mean, just based off their culture, man.
Right,
their
right. But even Macron from France, I don't think he's going to pay her the same respect that he would, like Trump, or I mean, I don't know if he paid his respect to Biden per se, but at least he was somewhat, dignitary with Biden. But I don't think it'll be like that with Kamala.
Yeah, I don't. I think the world is laughing at us right now, man, and especially with Netanyahu in country, that should say a lot about the state of our country.
Yeah.
Two, we discussed it last time when we kind of mentioned Donald Trump talking to Netanyahu, and we said if they can end that conflict over there, the left would have nothing to run on. You know what I mean? They can't run on war. They can't run on Palestine or Israel, whatever side of the fence they pick. Mm-hmm. If they can stop it, if Donald Trump can talk to Netanyahu, and this is what they don't want. They know Donald Trump is a president of peace. Mm-hmm. He really tries to push peace, and he always lets you know if you push sharp buttons, bad things will happen to you.
Yeah.
But they also know that he's a president of peace. And if he can talk to Netanyahu to say, hey, stop it. Mm-hmm. We'll just stop it. And if Netanyahu can agree to that, the war stops, the killing and the murdering stops on both sides. Mm-hmm. What will the left have to run on? If he can talk to Zelensky, which Zelensky's already willing to talk to Trump. And if Trump was to call Putin and say, hey, just stop. Mm-hmm. Putin will stop. What do they have to run on? Absolutely nothing. So if these conflicts can stop between now and the election time, they're going to actually see like, okay, the left can't run on the economy. They mm-hmm. can't run on sending money to these foreign countries. They can't run on, keeping these wars going. What else do they have to offer?
They'll still go back to their same basic three talking points of racism, misogyny, and
abortion.
Abortion, basically.
Abortion. All right, mm-hmm. Here's a letter from Kamala's dad, since I can't really zoom in, but I'm going to read it. It says, this is from Professor Donald Harris. Kamala Harris' Jamaican father has vigorously disassociated himself from statements made on the New York Breakfast Club show earlier this week, attributing her support for smoking marijuana in her Jamaican heritage. Now, this is her dad. This is a letter. This is the statement he issued. Mm-hmm. My dear departed grandmothers, whose extraordinary legacy are described in a recent essay on the website, as well as my deceased parents, must be turning in their graves right now to see their family name, reputation, and proud Jamaican identity being connected in any way, jokingly or not, with the fraudulent stereotype of pot smoking. Joy seeker and in the pursuit of identity politics. Speaking for myself and my immediate Jamaican family, we wish to categorically disassociate ourselves from this travesty.
That's her dad.
That's her papa. That's her papa.
Her dad understood what identity politics are, and he says, I will respectfully disassociate myself from this tragedy. That's her dad.
That should tell you something about her. See, people need to go back and look how Kamala Harris, we said it earlier, Kamala Harris, when she ran back a few years ago, she was the first, when she ran for VP, the first Asian South Asian to get nominated to vice president. And she was so humble and happy. And I think I have that, but what do you think about her being the first?
I mean, kudos. Because
congratulations. Congrats.
Like, what? I mean,
Good job. I mean, what do you want? What do
a
you want?
cookie?
Like you want a pat on your back? I mean,
The only reason why you were able to get to where you are is because Biden needed some melanin on his side, and that's all. That's the only reason why she was chosen, because
Yep.
he bent the knee to the melanated community, and that's what we got was Kamala. I mean, let's remember back in the debates between, was it the presidential debate, right?
Yeah.
Let's remember what she accused him of being, a racist.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden he says, Kamala's going to be my pick. And she's like, and then when confronted on her accepting the nomination for a VP, what did she say? It's a debate.
It's a debate. You know, each side, this is what we do. So pretty much she's telling us that they're acting.
Yeah, oh, good point.
Right? She
Yeah.
said it's just a debate. They do this. So she's pretty much saying, oh, we're just up here acting. It's part of the game. All right, here's another one of, and oh crap, not again. All right, let me get my rig together. But
I mean, we need to let that sink in. Like, quite literally, like, she's a DEI hire.
Yep. But nobody wants to talk about that though, you know, because again, she's black. You can't do that. You can't say anything bad about her. So here is old Camel. Should I
Camel
say
hump?
that wasn't? Yeah, Camel Hump. Oh, Slick Willie's mistress.
Ugh.
This is what she thinks about you, Gen Z people. Listen to her. Listen closely to what she actually thinks about you, Gen Zers who support her. You know, Hair Bear. You know,
Dean
Headline
Parker.
Harry, Hair Bear. Who's his bottom? What's the
Parker.
other bottom? Parker. You know, all you guys. Listen to what she thinks about you.
Do we know about this population, 18 through 24? They are stupid.
What the hell did you just say?
That is why we put them in dormitories. And they have a resident assistant. They make really bad decisions. What you talking about, Will?
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Y'all heard it.
Right?
Okay,
You
so
can't make that up.
you can't. Now, to be fair, she's not necessarily all that wrong.
No, she's
but
not.
But the fact that this is also the same voting base that she's relying on to keep her grounded in power.
Yep.
So,
And I mean, they're always going to tell you exactly what they think of you, but they're counting on their low IQ, smooth brain base to forget.
yeah.
Oh, here on the right, we don't forget. Savage Patriots and other many platforms like ours. When I'm saying the Savage Patriots, we don't forget. We remember.
We'll continue to
Everything.
bring it up.
Yeah, this I don't need to bring that one up. You know, it's going to be a crazy cycle. And I see a lot more happening these next few weeks, especially with Kamala and Joe's supposed to speak tonight, and I know we're probably going to end up talking about that at some point. But I think he's speaking tonight at 8. But you know what the most cringe thing was, and if I could find the video, was when Kamala was talking to Joe, right? You remember that when she was standing on the stage?
I know exactly what you're talking
And
about.
it was like, yeah, I'm so happy, boy. You know, I give you my endorsement. I love you, kid. And I'm sitting here like, what the hell did I just listen to? Did it even sound real? I'm gonna look for it. You can continue. Let me look for it.
Here, let me do this. Actually, I check this out. I'll send it to you here.
All right, if you got it.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's so cringy, and people actually clap like, you know, chimps with their tambourines, like, oh, it's so good, it's so this, it's so that, and it's cringe. I sent
it to you.
Yeah,
look in the chat.
I'm gonna pull it up. It's so cringy.
Now,
You know?
as Michael's pulling it up, I need everybody in the chat and the audience to tune in very carefully to what she says. It's very clear, and it's definitely a Biden style gaffe if you hear it. But I promise you that this kind of sort of confirms a couple of theories that I have about Biden.
And I want you guys to, we want you to type in the chat what you think he's talking about. I think I know what he's talking about, but I want you guys to chime in and let us know in the chat.
It is so good to hear our president's voice. Joe, I know you're still on the call.
Oh!
And we've been talking every day. You guys heard it from Doug's voice. We love Joe and Jill. We really do. They truly are like family to us. And we do, everybody here does.
It's neutral.
I knew you were still there. You're not going anywhere, Joe.
I'm watching you, kid. I'm watching you, kid. I love you.
I love you, Joe.
What the what?
Hey, that made zero sense.
Did you
First
hear it
off,
though?
Yeah, I heard it. I want to know if the chat heard it. The chat, did they catch it?
One in the type. Okay, so in the chat, if you heard it, type 1. If you didn't hear it and you want us to repeat it, type 2.
Yeah, we'll play it again for you if you guys need to. But we want you guys to listen. This is why people have to listen more than anything. You have to listen to what they're saying. Even if you have to listen to it multiple times, they tell you exactly what's going on all the time. They tell you. You just got to listen.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how many of you guys in the chat actually get it, because I got 2 screens up right now.
I'm seeing a lot of 1s and 2s. The ones get it. The 2s need it one more time.
All right, let's give it to the 2s.
Let's go ahead.
All right, we're gonna play it again. We want you guys to listen closely.
Carefully.
And Jay actually gave you a cue when she said it, but see, you guys weren't paying attention to the cue. He kind of did something. He didn't probably mean to do it, but it was just like one of those moments.
Because it's like it's hidden in plain sight.
Yes, very much so. It's right there. It's like, all right, here we go. Listen closely.
It is so good to hear our president's voice. Joe, I know you're still on the call, and we've been talking every day. You guys heard it from Doug's voice. We love Joe and Jill. We really do. They truly are like family to us. And we do, everybody here does.
It's neutral.
I knew you were still there. You're not going anywhere, Joe.
I'm watching you, kid. I'm watching you, kid. I love you.
I love you, Joe.
But I'm the uneducated one that Trump loves.
Yes. Now, Jay, does anybody get it yet? Did they respond? So I'm gonna let Jay break down. I know what it is. Me personally, I'm gonna say my conspiracy. I'm gonna let him do it. I got a conspiracy theory. You want me to go? I can say it, or do you want to go?
You go first. You go first.
All right. I just think the conspiracy. I think that was AI generated. I don't think he was really there. I don't think he was talking to anyone. Her cue was when Jay, correct me if I'm wrong, when she goes, "We know you're still there." That was the cue.
Oh no.
Them. Oh, say that was my conspiracy.
Okay.
Yeah, so my thing was she was telling whoever was controlling that audio, controlling that call, whatever computer nerd stuff they were doing in the back. Okay. When she said, "We know you're still there," that was a cue for them to type, because you notice she kept talking, and then he finally comes and goes, "I'm watching you, kid. I love you." It was weird. All right, Jay,
okay. My cue was when she said, "You're still on the phone call."
Oh, in the beginning,
she was about to gaffe and say recording. Is what I heard.
All right, one more time. Let's see if we catch it this time. I was hearing something totally different. I didn't catch that part, and I'm sitting up here telling people to listen. I'm listening to how she's talking to the computer or to whoever's the AI back there.
And both things could be true at the same time. Is what I think. But.
All right, be patient, America. I'm working from 2 different computers here. So one is, all right, ready?
Go ahead.
Let's go. Oh.
It is so good to hear our president's voice. Joe, I know you're still on the call.
Oh, I caught it.
You probably
There
guys heard it.
was.
We love Joe and Jill.
Hold on. One
We
more time.
really do.
One more time for the people in the back. All right, listen up. One more time, people.
It's so good to hear our president's voice. Joe, I know you're still on the call. And we've been talking every day.
Boom. There it was. Oh man. So did everyone hear that? So this is why, it's kind of iffy to me. This guy's supposed to be bedridden. We talked about this. They send this letter that didn't have a presidential seal on it. That we talked about at the last episode, how the signature was off. Everything was just kind of fishy with this whole thing of him dropping out.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden he's on some weird call instead of addressing the nation first.
Yeah.
Which he should have done.
Mm-hmm.
He's on a weird call with her and he barely says anything. I see you, kid. I love you. It just seems so staged and fake.
Yeah. But when she almost said recording.
Yeah.
To me, that's like, that might. So my conspiracy theory here is and a lot of things. I spoke with a bunch of other folks who helped me confirm this was, I think he's done. I think he's pushing up daisies.
That's a theory, and I think so. I'm gonna say I think so. Hey, secret 3-letter agencies, we're not wishing anything on anyone. Just to let you guys know, we're giving our opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's been gone, honestly, and I think this guy that we're seeing is not the Joe Biden from the past, because if you even look at him, they try to say, oh, he had stuff done to his face, or they say all this crazy stuff, and you're looking at this dude that's in front of the camera, smiles like him. Anybody can train himself to go. Joe has that side smile, and his eyes kind of like that. You can train anybody. A good actor can train themselves to do that. Mm-hmm. But it just doesn't seem right. And then with this whole thing, I think like with this thing tonight, whatever he's addressing the nation, I don't know if it's going to be live, if it's pre-recorded, who knows what it is.
That's going to be crazy to think. What style is this going to be delivered in? Is it live or pre-recorded?
I mean, I think it's pre-recorded.
I agree with you. I would have to agree with you.
And here's another thing. The other day when they had to make it a big deal with Biden leaving Delaware. You saw that video where
I did.
He walked up the stairs, and we were like, who is that walking up the stairs that fast? That doesn't look like Joe to me.
Right.
He was moving too fast. He was too limber for somebody who's been down and out with COVID. He was moving up them stairs pretty fast. No mask. He's supposed to have COVID. No mask on, just mask. I'm anti-mask, but I'm just saying, the left.
Yeah.
And he was just moving up them stairs all fast. To me, my conspiracy mind was like, man, he's kind of moving up them stairs like Obama a little bit. How Obama has that kind of walk. I wish I could. You got that video?
I don't.
Let me see if I can find it.
So you think that was Obama in a Biden mask?
I don't know, man. And here's the thing. You remember when they came out and they talked about deep fakes? And what's her name? Raggedy Ann, the Black Raggedy Ann.
Yeah.
She was talking about deep fakes, and you got to watch what you believe and watch all you do this.
Right.
They do that because they're telling you that they're using deep fakes. So they have to tell you, don't believe it, because some of those are deep fakes. And American monkeys that believe her are, the deep fakes, that's fake. It was surely fake. While it's not fake. They just did some Jedi freaking jujitsu in your freaking brain to make you think just by saying that. And now whenever you see these deep fakes, which they are, skin suits, whatever you want to call it, we know it exists. It's been around for years. You don't question it because they told you already that there's deep fakes out there, but you're not going to question them because they told you about them. They don't want you to see the fact that they're using them.
Mm-hmm.
They want you to see the fact when other people are using it.
Yeah.
So you can call those out. So I believe like it could be like a skin suit, man. I don't know, man. It's just some weird times we're in. And let me see if I can pull this up. It's just some weird stuff.
I mean, at any rate, when it comes to Kamala Harris, is it Kamala or Kamala? I have never been able to nail that down.
I call her camel toe.
Okay, bear that in mind. Fine, but in terms of just well, whatever. Okay, camel toe. She's like the shoe-in right now, and I don't understand as to why the people that are fighting the most for America being a democracy, which any educated person will know that America is not a democracy, but a constitutional republic with one democratic process, that their entire democracy has been underhanded by the very party that they are aligned to.
Well, Democrats don't believe in democracy. Actually, all these people talking about democracy, and we've said it on our show many times, they're actually communists. They use that word democracy to get their base to believe them, or to go along with them. Democracy, it sounds good. Democracy sounds good, but they're actually communists. And this word has been used for years, man, for centuries. Like around World War II, there was a book written, and I forget the dude's name, but he was talking about how communists use the word democracy because communism sounds disgusting on the tongue.
Yeah.
If they came out and say we're the party of communism, a lot of Americans will be like, oh no, I don't want no part of it. No. But if they use the word democracy, it sounds better. So whenever these politicians get up there and say, we're a democracy, just know that they're your enemy. They're an enemy to the republic when they use the word democracy.
Yeah.
They don't mean democracy. They mean communism. They mean you will not own anything, you will not have anything, and you will be happy. And they know this.
Right.
All right, here it is. I found it. I found old Uncle Joe. Old Zaddy Joe. Kamala Zaddy. All right.
Wait, bro, I got a question for you. Do you think she let him hit to get her VP?
I think she would. I don't even think it works down there. He might, like I said, he's in a skin suit. He may not even have anything down there. It might just be like Kendall style.
Yeah.
Just bare.
Just bare.
All right, here he is. Now tell me, it looks like Joe.
It does.
But for a man that just had COVID, I don't know. Look. He's just moving a little too limber. Now, watch him go up the stairs. Watch. Look. Hold on. You know what I mean? What do you think?
Normally he would fall up the stairs.
Yeah, but
not here.
But also, didn't they get rid of those long stairs for him, and they kind of had to condense it down because he kept falling down and falling up the stairs? And I think they just was like, okay, you're only going to go up the short portion from now on. But he had those long stairs, and I'm telling you, he just didn't move like Papa Joe at like an 81-year-old man.
No, post-COVID.
Yeah, with COVID. I don't know. Something's not right, man. We're living in the Truman Show, I think.
It is.
But, in a chat, what do you guys think about Kamala? You think she's going to win? I mean, I know we're kind of biased in here, but you think she has a shot?
I don't. Partly because constitutionally, it doesn't work for women to be president just on the basis of the linguistics of the Constitution itself. But because back then words mattered, unlike they do today. And so when you say he in reference to a president's role, that kind of sort of makes it very abundantly clear as to the expectations of what a president is. And Kamala definitely does not fit the bill at that point.
Oh, no.
But
what I'm worried about is her, if a very tiny if she gets elected or she gets in there and she starts running her VP pick. That's what you got to worry about. Because I honestly I don't think Kamala really wants to be president.
Really?
I don't think she really does.
Power hungry woman of color in 2024?
I think it's too much for her. I mean, look, the mind is crazy. You know, she couldn't even handle VP. She knows it. You know, deep down inside your performance as a person, you know, you do. You know, no matter how much you try to get on camera and say, "Well, I'm the best of the best of the best of the best of the best," deep down to your core, you know if you're right for a job. I don't care who you are. So I think deep down, she's like, VP was tough, but being president, I don't know if I can handle that. You know, so you just got to worry about her VP, because you got her VP pick. If she decides to say, "Hey, I can't do this anymore," her VP pick becomes president. And you can appoint the VP. You know, they elected or appointed, but I got to read it again. I get what amendment is that? That's the 22nd Amendment. And I was looking at it. I was looking at it today because it was talking about a president that had 2 terms that they can run as VP. And it's so confusing because one part says this, or another part they can't be elected, and they can't, but they could be appointed, or you know, this, that, and the other. But I don't know if a former president can run, if there's some type of loophole in there, which there's always a loophole. They always find a loophole in there somewhere. If the president, a former president, can run. See, it's crazy because I don't think she'll do it, man. Because here's the thing, you know, the Speaker of the House can be appointed.
Yes.
Right. So let's say the Speaker of the House vacates his position. They want to appoint somebody, Barack Obama. Yeah. Appoints Barack Obama. He moves up the chain because he can't be appointed. That's the key. A president that serves 2 terms can't be elected, but they can be appointed. It's a big
president.
Yeah, they can be appointed, but it's those circumstances. So if they're Speaker of the House, so say Barack Obama was Speaker of the House, say something happened to the president and vice president, those positions were vacated. That former president, who is now Speaker of the House, can move over to president.
Interesting.
So it's crazy how it works, man. But they can't be elected. He can't run an actual campaign to be a president. But there are loopholes in there to where he can kind of slide in. Like, say the loophole about him being able to run for vice president, he can as a former president. Yeah. Now, if the president was to vacate, he's not running for that presidential position. If she vacates, what is he doing? He's appointed to that position. Yeah. So there's a huge difference. So we got to watch out. Pay attention. Because her and Barack were talking, I think today or yesterday. Interesting. I don't know. Whenever his ears are in things, you know, sounds about to get crazy. Sounds about to get
not the ear reference.
You know, both ears are like like Dumbo. I'll tell you, man, Big Mike's not going to run. At least not for right now, until he tells me he wants to. I mean, Michael. I don't know, man.
That's crazy.
You just got to pay attention to these next few days, and I think, you know, once we get this week's going to be a little. It's going to get weird. Netanyahu's talking to Trump, so then you got to worry about Mar-a-Lago, and Trump's moving it to Mar-a-Lago. Then you got these pro-Palestine protesters, and there's videos of them being actually bussed in, so we know they're paid. We know they're paid and bought and paid for by the deep state, George Soros, and all those traders. Right. And they're there to disrupt. Another insurrection at the Capitol, but look, nothing's happening. They're doing way more damage than the so-called worst moment in J6, worst moment in history next to 9/11. Yeah. You know what? You know, keep your eyes out. Keep your eyes open. There's a lot that's going to be going on these next few days. And, you know, between now and September after the convention, I think it's going to get real crazy. I would agree. There's a lot of rumors floating around, but I ain't going to say them. I've been reading them. Those are just rumors, but just pay attention. And take care of your family, stock up on food, and just do the right thing, man. Don't assume that everything is going to be all right. Always plan for the worst, expect the best, plan for the worst. Always right. Plan for the worst. And, you know, you just stock up. Take care of your family. That's your responsibility, your loved ones. Take care of them. Get as much ammo as you possibly can. If anybody comes within your territory, you know what to do. Give them a big hug from the Savage Patriots. Jay, so you got any? Yeah, go ahead.
Just Friday. Is it going to be a famous Friday? Do you know?
Yeah, I think we can handle it.
Who do we have on the docket?
I say we go after these lemmings on X. There's a bunch of them. I don't know if you're on X. Are you on X?
I'm rarely on X.
There's a bunch of them, man, and just we can either because the TikTok ones they're getting boring. They're always going to be the same
True.
old monkeys, unless you got somebody that really needs to get the business. But a lot of these X ones are just they're parrots, man. They're lemmings.
Yeah.
They go from riding with Biden one day, 24 hours later, they're just all about Kamala. Their whole platform didn't change. Everything they just switched out Biden's name and put Kamala. It just goes to show you that they have no idea what they're talking about. They just in it for the mud, and they're getting paid, like we said before. They're selling their soul for probably the things that they really don't believe in. They don't believe that Kamala Harris is going to be president. They don't believe that, but they got to push it. Just like they knew.
They're literally vote blue no matter who is what you're saying.
Yep, vote blue no matter. It went from riding with Biden, blue no matter who.
I'm with her.
Vote for the hoe because Trump's got to go.
That's a T-shirt.
Yeah, vote for the hoe because Trump's got to go. Marlon, I hope you're listening. You better write that down. Vote for the hoe because Trump's got to go. Yeah, vote for the hoe because Trump's got to go. Oh, for the hoe because Trump's got to go. No.
Are we rumbling Saturday too? Do you know?
I don't know. Marlon's not going to be here. He's not going to be back. Well, no, he may be here. I don't know. I know he's not going to be here next week.
Right. Oh, he's not.
He's got family stuff during the week. So I don't know. We'll have to see.
Okay.
If we can do a rumble event, I'll be down.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got nothing going on. Just just riding it out, man. Riding the storm out of life.
Gosh, I hear you.
Yeah, but Jay, you got any parting words?
Vote policy, not party. Vote policy, not character. Vote party, and exhibit political maturity is what we want y'all to do. That's how you know you're a principled person, and because if you vote party, then you don't really care about the country. You just want to be part of the in crowd, and we're not in high school anymore.
Yeah, who wants to be liked? I don't want to be liked. I don't care if anybody likes me. I'm a loner anyway. Either you like me or you don't. Don't matter. Nothing changes in my life.
Yeah, and I'm like spam, salty and bad for you, anyways. So I don't care.
Yeah, spam is delicious.
It is.
I love some spam. But hey, just and quit debating leftists. I'm gonna keep saying this. They are dug in.
Mm-hmm.
Stop trying to change their mind, debating them in these TikTok lives, and I mean it's fun to make fun of them. That's
all I do. That's all.
Yeah, if you're making fun of them, but a lot of people want to get up here and ask their point of view, and why, blah 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 blah. You're not going to change their mind. Mm-hmm. They're not going to change your mind. Just make fun of them daily. Go to X and just roast them because X is a true free speech platform. You pretty much make fun of anybody you want to over there, and I do it. So just make fun of them, man. Just make fun of them.
Yeah,
they're not smart. They're smooth brain, low information, low IQ, remedial monkey chimps who play symbols all day long for the Democratic Party, and they could put a blind deaf dog in that seat, and those chimps would vote for it. I'm just saying. But hey,
that's all that needs to be said.
Yeah. All right, Jake, take us out.
So like, share, comment, subscribe, and we will see y'all Friday.
Lord.